All right, breaking news here, guys. Rock and Roller Coaster by Aerosmith. The pre-show has been closed permanently as work begins on the Muppets transformation. Walt Disney World has permanently closed the Rock and Roller Coaster pre-show featuring Aerosmith as early work begins on transforming the attraction into a Muppets-themed ride. As you may know, the Rock and Roller Coaster starring Aerosmith is going to become Rock and Roller Coaster starring the Muppets next year. And here's more information about the early work taking place right now. Disney World has confirmed that the pre-show featuring Aerosmith is now permanently closed. This is to allow Imagineers to transform the space into a Muppets-themed pre-show area that will feature the Electric Mayhem, Scooter, and Penguins as audio engineers, of course. In the new pre-show, we'll find Electric Mayhem in a recording studio as Scooter does his best to convince the Electric Mayhem to stop jamming and get to their increasingly restless fans. But will it be enough to get the band across town on stage on time? We don't know. But Disney says the closure of the pre-show will allow Imagineers to work on the transformation while keeping the attraction downtime to a minimum. While the pre-show with Aerosmith is permanently closed now, guests will still be able to enjoy the rockin' tunes as the attraction remains open for now. Walt Disney World has not announced the closure date for Rock and Roller Coaster starring Aerosmith, but they have announced that the Muppets version of the attraction will open in summer of 2026. So, guys, our days of hanging out and being being shocked by the antics of Aerosmith have come to a close.
And very unceremoniously, by the way. I mean, a lot of people had very strong reactions to hearing this news because Disney did not come forward and say, hey, we're going to go ahead and shut this part of the attraction down. A lot of people were anticipating that next year they would take the attraction down formally and then transform it over a period of time and then bring it back up, which is what they've done before. But it seems like with this overlay, they're taking the more of the Jungle Cruise route, if you know what I'm saying, Marvin, in which Jungle Cruise at Magic Kingdom famously never actually went down, so that they could reimagine that attraction for a more modern era, so to speak, right? And unfortunately, it left a little, a lot of people wanting more from that specific reimagining. Here, it looks like we're going to be taking the same tact or similar tact in that we're going to minimize downtime as much as possible while this actual transition takes place. And I want to go ahead and show you, because I failed to send this to you earlier, Marvin. I did find an updated Blog Mickey article with what this actually looks like now. You can see right here, This is the pre-show as you're walking in to a Rock and Roller Coaster right here. And usually you would see on the back end right there, the recording studio, in which you'd have the band there and all of that. Here's what it looks like now. They have just covered it with, I don't know, aluminum. I don't know what they're going here for. I got to be honest. But this is how it looks right now. I don't believe anybody pauses or stops. I think they just go through this room and on your way to the unload station for this attraction. It's pretty disappointing, and so, like I was saying before, people had strong reactions to it. You can see right here from Dr. Grant Seeker on X. This is really disappointing. Not telling fans when the pre-show would be forever blocked off is a huge fail by Disney. I've been going since 1999 when I was 5, and knowing I will never see this pre-show again is quite crushing. I do not do this to dinosaurs pre-show.
And that seems a little self-serving from Dr. Grant Seeker about the dinosaur pre-show.
That's very true. He's a big dinosaur fan, as you could probably surmise. Right
that
there.
He's a fan of big dinosaurs.
Yes. Beast Coasters right here saying something similar. They can't even send her off properly. They can't even warn the most iconic part of this ride and storyline is closing permanently. A lot of people upset that with how this is all going from stem to stern.
Nobody wanted Muppet Vision to close. Nobody wants Aerosmith to be gone from Rock and Roller Coaster. Everybody just wanted it to remain the way it was. The fact that they have done this is just proof that they don't care. Like we have said repeatedly, you could have taken the Monsters Incorporated roller coaster exactly where it is and just had it be a standalone attraction that didn't need a themed land around it. Instead, they decided to bulldoze the Muppets, get them out of there, and then give them an attraction that nobody wants them to have. It's going to be, for the Electric Mayhem, like it's like not in the upper echelon of the favorite characters in the Muppets is the Electric Mayhem. It's going to, and from what it seems like, Vash, this is going to be a glorified overlay. It's not going to be any kind of substantial change. You're going to change to the the pre-show, and then the change to the soundtrack. Maybe they'll put a few like neon Dr. Teeth logos or something like that in there, and that'll be that.
Exactly.
By all accounts, that is exactly what's going to happen. And it's really, really sad because it doesn't need to be this way. You could have had a much more substantial overlay or redo to make up for the tremendous loss that was the Muppet Vision 3D show experience.
You're also kind of, in a way, and I say this as a major Muppet fan, you're kiddifying Disney's only big thrill ride. This is the only upside downy roller coaster that Walt Disney World has. Whereas Universal specializes in the twisty twirly upside downy roller coasters. MJ, are you a roller coaster fan?
I am, and it's really disappointing to see this because imagine being, the comment the guy made. He's been going since he was 5. Disney dropped the ball. They didn't even warn people. Hey, by the way, this is the last time you're going to be able to see, the band in the before you board and go on the ride. But you guys couldn't even like put this is so bland, unthemed. I understand there's going to be changes made and everything, and we're going to have, the Muppets and all of that. But my God, imagine it being your first time going to Hollywood Studios and you go on this attraction and you walk through and there's no, you're not excited. It's a roller coaster. That's it. It's just it's a ride. There's no story. There's no excitement. They could have put something there for people, especially the new ones, that are experiencing this resort for the first time, coming to the Walt Disney World Resort. I can't believe they did this. And yeah, it's exactly what they're going to do. They're going to put some stuff in the beginning, throw a couple of things, maybe like you said, the gold tooth, and at the end, and that's it. It's just like, wow. Unbelievable.
When I said, kiddifying the ride, I obviously I want more things for kids, but the problem is they're taking the things that are for kids and giving them to adults, and they're taking the things that are for adults and kiddifying them. So it's basically like they just keep taking things from groups of people and giving them to people that don't want it.
Right.
Erika, is this an attraction that you've enjoyed in the past?
Oh yeah, I've loved this coaster, one of our favorites. And I've been saying for a while that them doing a Muppet overlay, Muppets is vastly a family IP, really geared for kids. And Disney has now made it even harder to pass the Muppets down to the next generation. Like to your point, they're putting it in an adult attraction when you can't have a child go on a coaster. There's all kinds of restrictions and requirements, and that's not even including kids that will never be able to ride coasters dependent on their medical situation or whatever their circumstances are that prevent them from riding. And even adults, not every adult can enjoy a coaster either for the same reasons. So they're limiting this IP to a very niche crowd, and it's not fair.
The Muppets are not a roller coaster IP. They were being used exactly the way they should be used in a theater setting, with a 3D musical show that allows you to get in out of the heat, a pre-show that had all these visual gags and just amazing elements where you see something different every time you walk in, a replicant of the Muppet Show theater that introduces the concept of the Muppet Show to new generations every single day, and the classic voices of people like Jim Henson, Richard Hunt, Frank Oz, Steve Whitmire, Jerry Nelson, people who either aren't working with the Muppets anymore or who have sadly passed on. And we're getting Aerosmith out of there just to, this was an appeasement moment. This was, okay, we're getting rid of Muppet Vision. Everyone's going to be mad. Hey, there was this fan idea a while back about making Rock and Roller Coaster into the Electric Mayhem. Why don't we just do that? Because Steven Tyler makes us angry.
Yeah, we don't have to pay the license.
The Muppet Show was accommodating for everybody, even if you had a disability or a hearing or whatever. It accommodated everyone. Erika, is so true. It's so true what you said. Not everyone can enjoy this, and my littles, they don't really care too much for the Muppets. They know how mommy feels about the Muppets. Don't talk bad about my Muppets, because they raised me, like this is what I grew up with. I grew up with this, Sesame Street, This is like Mr. Rogers, all of these things are my childhood. So yeah, I'm going to want to go on this and I can't. So now I'm not, I can go through the queue, but I can't enjoy the ride. Right. Nice.
The other thing too is that, I don't want to say that Muppets were unpopular, but because it was a theater show setting, usually, in order to see the Muppets, you didn't have to actually wait that long. So that also extends how many people can actually experience that specific attraction right there and experience these characters. So limiting it in this way, I think that's such a profound point that you necessarily are removing so many different people from the equation that can actually experience this and so forth. So it's just a diminishment every which way. Now this pre-show right here, apparently they might use audio animatronic technology in order to bring some of these characters to life right here. I know Scooter, for example, might be an audio animatronic, which is very interesting. At the same time, though, it's like, okay, if the only thing that we're going to spend money on for this attraction is the pre-show, I think a lot of people might be a little bit disappointed. Hopefully, they rework some of the things that we actually see on the attraction. I just don't know.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, there you have it. Aerosmith is going away. Aerosmith is not even just going away. Aerosmith is gone. Aerosmith is gone. This attraction is now changed forever. It will soon be completely turned over to Aerosmith, my good friends. We will miss you, baby, and we don't want to miss a thing.
Thanks for watching That Park Plays News. For more information, consider checking out www.thatparkplace.com. And don't forget to subscribe, share, like, and send this out on your favorite social media accounts.